Well, hello, my wonderful brothers of the Maverick Nation, and welcome to, I believe, um, sorry about that, I was just looking. It's part 7, welcome to part 7. Part 7 of What If Izuku Midoriya was the reincarnation of Ulquiorra Cypher. Basically, part 7 of that. Welcome to part 7 of that. And in part 6, basically everything to do with Grimjow was done. And we also got introduced to freaking Hollybell. Yes, Hollybell is in this now. But who we're also about to get introduced to is, well, basically, Ulquiorra, whenever he got home, basically he had to explain everything to Inko. He had to explain everything, about the whole powers and how he's the reason why, he's the reason why Izuku had the powers. Basically, Izuku is a reincarnation of him, and that's how he had the powers and the ability to transform. And Inko was just like, she can barely freaking stand up. She's like about to freaking pass out, like how freaking crazy everything is. But someone helps her, like stay, helps, keeps her from falling backwards. And then Inko just turns around and she's like, "Why, thank you, Neliel." And Ulquiorra just hears the name and is like, "Neliel?" And Neliel just shows herself. "Hey, Ulquiorra, long time, long time no see." And Ulquiorra is just like, "Long time no see to you too. May I ask exactly why you're here and how you got here?" Same way Grimjow and Tia got here. And Ulquiorra's like, "Wait, Tia? So she's here too?" "Yeah, but she doesn't exactly look happy. Uh, Probably has something to do with the fact that you and that kid kind of killed Grimjow, and apparently it's against the hero code to kill. And seeing as you and Izuku kind of have the same body and mind, technically he killed him too." And Inko was just like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, Ulquiorra kind of has to explain that to her as well, and she's just like, uh, and Neliel has to do the same thing again, like has to help her up again. "Man, you're really prone to fainting, Miss Midoriya. Should probably take her to somewhere where she won't get hurt. So, Ulquiorra, how's life been?" And Ulquiorra's like, "I've been trapped in Izuku Midoriya's body for quite some time. However, it's not nearly as bad as you think. Or at least most of the time it isn't." And Neliel would get interested and she'd be like, "What do you mean by most of the time it isn't? Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering, this bracelet was made by this Ulquiorra guy is the reason why I'm able to stay in my adult form." And Ulquiorra's just like, "Wait, do you have a bracelet that allows you to stay in your adult form? Okay then. I'm just going to ignore the Ulquiorra part, where that guy is. Anyways, so, um, and then she's just like, "So you're saying that it wasn't all that bad?" And Ulquiorra's just like, "Well, some parts of it weren't all that bad. However, some others were, I don't exactly like to talk about it." And Izuku knows what he means by he doesn't like to talk about it. And Neliel is just like, "Oh, well, then I guess I'll tell Tia to come over." And Ulquiorra's like, No. You already told me about the fact that Tia's not exactly happy about what happened with Grimchow. So, I would like for her to stay as far away from Inko as possible. I mean, Inko, like, Izuku's still attached, so, Inko is his mother, and Nelio is like, oh wait, Inko is his mother? Like, Nelio's the bubbly side, Tia's the more serious side, like, of the two, because they were both ruling over Mundo. Nelliel's the more bubbly side, Tia's the more serious side. And so Ulquiorra really doesn't want her coming anywhere near. Also, he knows about Resurrection Tiburon, and also knows about the fact that Tia and Nelliel are a rank higher than him, and like he tells this to Izuku without them knowing. Like he goes inside of the head, and he's just like he tells them whenever he's inside the head, so that they don't know that he tells them this, that he tells Izuku this. So without either of them being able to know, he basically told Izuku that both of them are a rank higher than him. Both of them. Like, Nelliel was the former Numero Tres Espada, and Tia is the current Numero Tres Espada. Or current-ish. And Izuku's like, well, why is there two number 3s? And Ulquiorra's like, has something to do with Noyatora and Xyloporo Grands. Apparently Noyatora doesn't exactly like didn't exactly like Nelliel, so he teamed up with Xyloporo Grands, and they, well, the rest of the story from there is kinda, I guess, a little gruesome. And Izuku's able to, 2 plus 2 equals 4. They attacked her? And Izuku's like, Ulquiorra's just like, correction, Noyotora attacked her. Xylopro grants provided more or less a distraction. Basically, Ulquiorra's like, I don't want you going anywhere towards, either of us going anywhere towards Tia at this, state. I don't want, anyone getting harmed. Not your mother, not Shoto, not even Kachan, or any of the other students, or anyone, period. And, Izuku's able to see, so you are gaining the heart. And Ulquiorra's just like, yeah, but don't mention it to them. I believe I now understand. To protect, the will to protect. The heart. It's in this palm. I want to be able to protect those that you deem close to you, because those that you deem close to you, I also deem close to me. Because of how much time we spent with each other. We've grown a connection. And Izuku's like, so you wouldn't think it would all be that far-fetched to call ourselves brothers? And Ulquiorra is just like, brothers? That, floored him, brothers? And Izuku's like, yeah, you could be Ulquiorra Cypher Midoriya. And if you don't want to tell Mom right away, we can save it for whenever you think she would be ready. And Ulquiorra would just be like, but she'll never be able to see you again. And Izuku is just like, hey, I think that Nelliel person is trying to tell you something, Ulquiorra. And Ulquiorra is just like, yes, Nelliel? And Nelliel's like, Tia kinda came without really letting me, basically, she let herself in. And Tia Holybell is, right there. And she's just like, Ulquiorra. I've been sensing some things. Some irregular things. But I didn't know you would go that far. And Ulquiorra is just trying to explain that it wasn't it's not what she thinks it is. She thinks, Ulquiorra killed Grimchow in cold blood. But, Ulquiorra is trying to explain the whole situation, and with the whole Minos Grande. But Tia's not one for explanation right now. She is like a bloodlusted mode because even though she wasn't like all that good friends with Grimjow, you know, he was getting to become a good, like a better person, not exactly a good guy, but a better person. She's just like, so I'm going to kill you. And Neliel is just like, whoa, 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 I didn't know it was going to be like that. And so basically, like, Tia fires off a Cerro Azul. And yes, like in the anime, it's the wrong color. It's yellow instead of blue because blue is, like, azul is blue in Spanish. So it's the wrong color. It's yellow instead of blue. And just fires it at Ulquiorra. And Ulquiorra just, like, takes it. And Tia is like, why didn't he dodge? Or at least try to. Why? And Ulquiorra is like, because you could have hurt someone if I dodged. And basically he realized that Shoto and, like, Kachan are right there. Like, they were just, like, interested. And also Ochako was there as well. Basically, they're all behind Ulquiorra, so if he had dodged, they would have been incinerated by Cerro Azul. That's basically what he's trying to say. You would have killed them had I dodged. And Tia's like, so you care more about them than you do your fellow Hollow. I see how these things are going. And then she just goes all out and she's like, T-Baron. And like Ulquiorra does like, just like, what the shit? Like, oh crap. Izuku, you have any bright ideas? And Izuku's like, I see how this is like, oh wait, oh shit. And like, oh, she has power over water. Like, Todoroki could be in danger because he has like the fire power and the ice power. So like, Todoroki could be in danger. And like, explosions really don't help in water. So Bakugo's not really in fair straits. And the whole gravity thing would kind of be mixed with water. So Ochako's not really in good straits. So basically, it's like Nagashion's them all out of the situation. Like Nagashion's all three of them. Well, all except for Ochako, because she holds on for dear life. Like, holds on to Ulquiorra. And she's just like, whether you're Ulquiorra or Izuku, I don't want to leave. I can help. And Ulquiorra's basically just like, what's this feeling? And, just from like this, all of this like passion from Ochako, like there's just this burst of light. And then you just hear, the heart is in here. And then all of a sudden, there's Izuku like right in front. And Izuku's like right there. And it's just like, wait, I think we switched again. And Ulquiorra's back inside. And he's just like, Ochako caused us a switch. Like, Ochako's passion for the both of them, not just one of them, but the both of them, caused the switch to happen. Because, the hollow thing was just like inner rage. So, like, inner love would cause a switch to happen. Like, it's like an emotional thing. Like, switch via emotions. Like, negative emotion is like hollow, and like positive emotion is like the human. And so, like, Izuku's now in the front, and like, Tia is in her resurrection T-Barone, and she's just like, Ulquiorra, why are you hiding? And, Izuku is just like, damn it, Tia! Fight me! And Tia is just like, I'm not going to fight you, I'm only going to fight Ulquiorra. Damn it, Tia. Don't you know? I am Ulquiorra. And Ulquiorra is like, what? And, Izuku is just like, We are Ulquiorra. We are also Izuku. We are both Izuku Midoriya and Ulquiorra Cipher. We are both the same thing. We are both one. We both know the heart. And we both only did what we did to Grimjow because we had to, or else everyone would have died. And Tia's like, what? It was during the camping trip, the training camp. And Tia's like, training camp? Yes, I accidentally opened a Garganta, and a bunch of Minos Grande came out. And it turns out Grimjow was close to the portal whenever it opened. And so he came out as well. And whenever he sensed Ulquiorra, it's like he went out of control. Like, Izuku's able to sense, like, all of this now. He's like, his senses are, like, heightened, like, to the maximum level. Like, heightened senses to, like, the maximum level. He's able to sense that, like Grimjow kind of went out of control whenever he sensed Ulquiorra's Ryatsu. Because, Ulquiorra and Grimjow don't exactly like each other. They, kind of hate each other. And, Izuku was just like, I only did what I did in order to protect everyone. Me and Ulquiorra only did what we did in order to protect everyone. Because Ulquiorra now, he understands the heart. We both understand the heart. We both made our way to truly understanding what it means to be a hero, to truly understand the heart. And Tia is just like, well, what am I supposed to do now? What is Neliel supposed to do now? We have no way to be able to get back to Hueco Mundo. And Grimjow is dead. And Izuku is just like, someone will eventually come. There have been king or queen before in Hueco Mundo's history. There will be a king or queen there will be a king and queen after as well. Me and Ulquiorra are both assured of it. Even if the two of you can't go back, there will be someone. And if that someone is truly evil, someone truly good will come and defeat them, and they will become the ruler. Please just trust us. Just trust us. And Tia realizes that he's saying not trust him, but trust us. So it's like they're both saying it at the same time, like Izuku and Ulquiorra. And Tia is just like, she de-resurrections, so she's back to her normal form. And she's just like, fine, I trust you, but don't betray my trust. And Izuku and Ulquiorra both say at the same time, we wouldn't dream of it. And Neliel is just over there, and she's just like, what the hell have you been doing, Tia? And Tia's just like, Neliel, and Neliel is just like, don't you Neliel me? What the hell? You could have gotten them killed. And, like, Tia is like, why are you so defensive over them? And Neliel is just like, they have a mother, and, like, they have friends. And Shoto is just like, and, like, Neliel's like, hi back. It's like, and Tia is like, they're friends with them? And they have mother. Yeah, you would have ruined all of that. What are you thinking? What were you thinking? Were you thinking at all? Or did you just regress back to the hollow state? Like, the hollow state of before, whenever that had no mind at all. She's basically talking to Tia like how she talked to, like freaking Noyatora. And she's just like, she's talking to him the same way she was talking to Noyatora. And basically just makes Tia feel like so bad about herself, what she was about to do, what she would have done. And like, Tia is just like, and freaking Neliel is just like, so I want you to apologize. And Tia is just like, I'm sorry. Like, basically, seeing as Neliel was the previous, she would have, like, more experience. Seeing as now she can be in her adult form all that she wants, she would, of course, have more experience than Tia would. So she would, of course, be the one who would be dominating the situation. Like, anytime Tia, went all wrathful mode, like, Tia would only go that way, like, if, like, something, like, bad happened. But, Neliel would be the one to straighten her out, like, to calm down the situation. So, Neliel is kind of the one who is, like, above in rank, concerning the fact that they're both 3. But, seeing as she was number 3 before Tia, she would kind of be the one who would be above in rank. And, Ulquiorra would just be like, Jesus, she's scary. She can be, like, freaking scary. And Izuku's like, yeah, we definitely don't need to get on Neliel's bad side. And, like, Neliel will just give Izuku slash Ulquiorra, like, the biggest freaking hug. And she'd be like, I was so worried about you, don't ever do that again. And it's just like, they'd both be like, yes, ma'am. Ulquiorra would even be like, yes, ma'am. So basically, Neliel's top billing considering all the hollows, even Izuku. And even Inko, considering Neliel's more powerful than Inko. So she would be the one who would be on top. Even more than Todoroki. Even more than Endeavor, actually. Like, Endeavor would even have to listen to Neliel. And he would hate it, but he would be like, well, if I don't, she's going to kill me. So, yeah. Or, like, have someone else kill me like Tia. And, water versus fire, that's not exactly a good matchup. So, if Neliel had Tia kill him, it would be a very short fight, if you would even want to call it that. And I'm sure Shoto wouldn't mind. And, Neliel would even be like, what's this? Your father said that your mother was insane? And Neliel would be like, this can't be right. And then she would just go to, like, the institution where, like, Rei's in, like, Rei Todoroki, and she would just be like, she would give her, like, a little test to see if she was actually insane. And, Rei would pass the test, proving that she's not insane, and, she'd be able to be let out, and, be the motherly figure for Todoroki. And Todoroki would be like, Miss Neliel, I don't know how I could ever thank you. And Neliel would be like, no need. I just saw that, something didn't seem right about that, so, by the way, and she just goes over to freaking Endeavor, and she's like, Lanza del Verde. She would just, like, pull out her freaking resurrection and be like, Lanza del Verde, and just, like, smack him with it. Like, smack Endeavor over the head with a Lanza del Verde. Just smack him over the head. Like, that's what would happen every time Endeavor went out of line. And Endeavor would be like, I'm sorry, Miss Neliel. And Neliel would be like, you don't get to call me Neliel. And she would just be like, so, yeah, screw you, bye. I don't ever want to see your face again. She would just be disgusted by Endeavor. She would freaking hate him. And so, yeah, that's kind of how things would go by. Like, it would basically be like a sort of happy family, but not really for Endeavor. Like, basically, like, a sort of happy-ish family, like, happy-ish. Because, Nelia would, like, keep Tia and Endeavor in line, and Rei would be, like, the happy mother for Todoroki. And, Izuku and Ulquiorra would both be Todoroki's friends. And Bakugo would even be like, well, yeah, this does seem okay, I guess. And, he'd be like, I guess I could be your friend or whatever. And so, even Bakugo would, like, want in on the friendship circle. And, but Nelia would still hate Endeavor's guts. So, Yeah, Endeavor wouldn't be able to get into the friendship circle. He would be like rejected every time. And like Nelia would be like rejected, just like smack him over the head with a Lanza del Verde. Lanza del Verde or whatever. And just smack him over the head with it. And she wouldn't really have a problem doing this because it would be like easy for her. She'd be able to smack him over the head with it. And be like, rejected! Boom! And so yeah, that would be that for that. That whole like friendship circle thing. So yeah, now Tia and Neliel are now both a part of like the whole My Hero Academia family thing. They're both kind of in there, and Nesu or Aizawa really, or even All Might really wouldn't object against this because Neliel and Tia are both extremely powerful. So yeah, it would be in their best interest to not, object against that being a thing. Plus, it helps, like, keep Endeavor under control. So, yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this off. The Dark Shine River is out, Alonzi, and Adausis.